The first pattern is universal qualifier. This is a statement that is true for everybody. And when you drop in a statement into the conversation that is true for everybody, it creates a sense of understanding and a feeling of rapport with the message itself. Everybody is susceptible to the authority instinct. Everybody does what they're told in certain situations, but very few people have the capability to rise to the top of the hierarchy and make strong decisions that lead others so that you can become the authority. And those rare people that can make strong decisions understand more so than most why joining the mind persuasion vault immediately leads to romantic and financial abundance. Everybody has a head filled with ideas, a head filled with massively complex ideas that are hard to describe. But very few people have the innate trait of being able to take your ideas and articulate them in a way so that others can understand them and benefit from them. Those that have this unique trait of teaching understand precisely why making the decision to join the mind persuasion vault will naturally lead to enhanced skills of persuasion and naturally subconsciously radiated charisma that everybody will appreciate. Everybody has certain feelings when they go into a social situation. Everybody has a different structure in their collection of social anxiety and social confidence. Everybody wishes that going into social situations were easier than it is. But very few people have the trait of social intelligence. Very few people can read the room and understand what's going to happen before it happens. Very few people have the trait of social intelligence that allows you to look at people's facial expressions and their body language and understand precisely what is going on inside their mind. And for those rare people that have the trait of social intelligence, they know so more than most why joining the mind persuasion vault will lead to unstoppable, irresistible language patterns that can get into the brains of other people and leverage their desires so they will do whatever you want. The next pattern is cause-effect. Every time you drop in a cause-effect statement into a conversation, it creates a hypnotic effect because cause-effect is essentially how our brain works. It is a hallucination through which we view the world. And so when you drop a cause-effect statement into a conversation, it will enhance that hallucination instinct so that they see this entire conversation through this natural chain of logic. Very few people have the ability to make strong decisions. Very few people have the capability to make decisive actions. But those that do, this trait causes them to understand exactly why joining the mind persuasion vault naturally leads to a lifetime of financial and romantic abundance. Very few people have social intelligence in a way that allows you to see what's going to happen before it happens. Very few people have such a high level of social intelligence that allows you to read the room and kind of understand the unfolding of reality before it happens. But those that do have social intelligence, this trait somehow causes people to understand precisely why. Learning the techniques in the mind persuasion vault, learning the non-negotiable psychological techniques in the mind persuasion vault will naturally lead to irresistible persuasive skills that you can use these on anybody and get them to gladly go along with your ideas. Very few people have the capability to make strong decisions. Very few people have the capability to lead a room of people. Very few people have the ability to teach things to others. Very few people have the ability to look inside their mind, read a situation, take charge of the situation, and know exactly what kind of advice to give people in a way that they can appreciate the advice through their own model of the world. But those that have this trait, those that have this unique teaching trait, this somehow causes them to understand why learning the techniques and the mind persuasion vault can lead you into a career of massive financial success. Because when you do make the decision to join the mind persuasion vault, you will train yourself in a set of persuasion techniques that most people don't even know exist, which means they will be your unwitting puppets that you can control as the puppet master of the world. The next pattern is the quotes pattern, and it's particularly useful if you're quoting an authority figure. So this depends on what kind of industry you're in. It depends on what the context is under which you're trying to persuade your target to do something. But as soon as you quote somebody, it's taken with a huge amount of authoritative weight and impact. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but I was listening to a psychologist the other day, and she said that those that have the ability to make strong decisions understand more so than most why joining the mind persuasion vault will lead you to a lifetime of persuasive abundance and sexual happiness. The other day, I was listening to this sales expert who had studied salespeople for the past 20 years, and he understood everything there is to know about psychology and persuasion and influence. And he said that people that have the ability to take decisive action know more so than most why joining the mind persuasion vault can teach you things that nobody in the world knows, and will allow you to talk to people in a covert way so you can unconsciously lead their desires and get them to do whatever you'd like them to do, but for their own ideas. I was listening to this psychologist who studies how people interact with others, and she's been studying human communication for the past 20 years. She's written many, many papers. She's been published in a lot of journals. And she said that people that have the knack of teaching other people ideas, people that have the knack, people that are that have the capability to teach other people complex ideas in a way that they understand, these people know so more than most why joining the mind persuasion vault and learning the techniques in the mind persuasion vault will allow you to get everybody to do whatever you want, but because of their own reasons, which can naturally lead to a lifetime of financial and sexual abundance.